guys, what up, what up, what up? Hello, welcome to this channel. This channel's name is Sneh Hope, and this is Sneh, aka Hope. Call me what you want. Thank you for tuning in. Please kindly subscribe, do hit the like button, and give us a big thumbs up. Share this video, it may help somebody else. And please help us grow in this home. We love having you here, and we hope you enjoy staying here. So I don't know how to introduce this channel currently. I started this channel to journal or document and share my journey with fighting for justice against my ex-boyfriend, who beat me almost to death, put me to a pulp, and has been continuously till last 2 weeks ago, who has been currently abusing me. Unfortunately, I've been advised not to be speaking about such anymore on any social media platform, so that will take a pause. I will be recording and documenting privately. However, that will not be going out in public anymore, as it leads to prejudice on my side. I need to do, however, give my updates, because for everybody that has been with me on this journey, I have lost 3 cases to this guy. The first will be the one that I have posted about before. Please go to that video whereby it says arrested for a crime that I did not commit. I was convicted for a false crime. This guy opened a case after I opened a case against him when he beat me. And he did say that, he just did that to spite me. However, court found him innocent because he seems like a good person. And for me, because I am expressive, I am true to my emotions. Hello, I've been abused, so you can't expect me to keep a straight face in court. I was found guilty for, and convicted for that. So currently what we have been going through was 2 cases. That one, finally, it is the case that I opened before him when he abused me and he assaulted me. And then later on, because this case hasn't been trialed, it was conjunctioned with the intimidation case. That case was withdrawn, so we would only trial. It was withdrawn because this guy had said in public before that he will not kill me. So when he said it, there and there I knew he would not do it, but there and there I did fear that this guy has the capability of killing me. He has almost killed me, and his one issue was that it was a place with cameras. He would be seen. Where will he leave my body? And then the case that was trialed was the assault, which he was found not guilty for. I would not know the reasons for that, considering the fact that I would not be told when judgment was. And I had to call and was told that, and I was told that, the guy was found not guilty. I can only suspect why, but at this point I am not sure. I think I owe everybody that update, to say that victimized, perpetrators walk free, continue to abuse, their victims for but I'm not allowed to say, I'm not allowed to say what's happening anymore. I'm not allowed to say how I feel. I'm not allowed, so from now onwards I must cry. I did say that, talking to the camera, talking and uploading this, journey, is helping me heal. But like I said, it is in fact, causing prejudice against me, because instead of doing the right thing, nobody is seeing that. Rather, I just have a vendetta. I also would love to state that I have a vendetta against no system. I have a vendetta against nobody at all. However, it was me just saying how I feel, and saying my experiences. So to get onto this video today, I've just been rambling. To get onto this video today, I just wanted to share. I had said previously that I wanted to share what's happening with me. I have been saying, Guti, I can't walk. I have problems with my mobility. Is limited. At that time, currently it has gotten worse. At that time, I just thought, I have ataxic gait, which is what I was previously diagnosed with. However, ladies and gentlemen, I now, have been diagnosed with just full ataxia, not just the gait, it's not the walking, because I've been presenting with more signs. So let's first dig into, divulge what is an ataxic gait. An ataxic gait is characterized by difficulties moving. It is, characterized by difficulty walking in a straight line, poor balance, inconsistently in your walking, and even having, in your emotions, or any motion in that fact, and lack of repeatability, which means the steps that you walk will not be the same. Like I say, there is a lot of inconsistent. What a person with a taxi gait walks like, symbolizes a person with who is intoxicated by alcohol or with alcohol. I think I will put on a vid, I put on a clip of myself walking, like I'm a drunk person. And, when I could walk, when I thought, it is just a gait, it will have itself sorted out, in no time. However, it has gotten worse. So now, what is ataxia? Ataxia is a term for a group of disorders that affects coordination, balance, and speech. So, and it can affect any part of the body, but usually people with ataxia would have difficulties with balance and walking. They would have difficulties with eating and swallowing. They would have problems with vision. Thank God that is not my case. They have difficulties with finishing or doing tasks, that need a high degree of control, such as writing, eating, swallowing, I have said, and their symptoms are, vary severely and on the type of ataxia that a person has. So how many types of ataxia are they? They are, guys, my lash is troubling me. Let's try and get that in order. So I think that's fine. So there are three types of ataxia. There is the acquired ataxia, there is hereditary ataxia, and then there is the idiopathic late onset ataxia. So then let's just further dissect those types of ataxias. It is the ataxias, the acquired ataxia, which is what I will be talking about here, which is what is acquired ataxia. It is whereby symptoms develop due to a trauma, stroke, etc. Going through something that is not well, that damages the nervous system and the brain, which is what has happened to me. And then there's hereditary ataxia, which is, develops slowly and ongoing on a person due to their genes that they have. What is called the genes that they have gotten from, their parents or from down the family tree. And then there is the idiopathic late onset cerebral ataxia, whereby the brain is progressively damaged over time, and the reasons for that, are usually unclear. So, what causes ataxia? Ataxia usually results from a damage of part of the brain, the cerebrum, due to trauma or head injury. And then depending on the symptoms of ataxia, some may stay the same, and if you're asking, sometimes it gets worse and progressively worse, and sometimes it slowly improves, and which is, I hope that is the case with me. I'm really hoping and praying that we don't go downhill from here. So then I said I will be further discussing my type of ataxia, um which is acquired ataxia. Then this type of ataxia is, there's another form of type of ataxia, which is an episodic ataxia, which I started having episodic ataxia. I don't know whether right now I have full blown or I still will come. So what, um, to fix that, what an episodic ataxia. It is a rare form of ataxia. It is unusual where someone experiences episodes of ataxia, but usually, the rest of the time they are fine, and they show no symptoms of ataxia. But when they are having the episodic ataxia, usually they would have problems with balance and coordination, that have a slurred speech, and it will be unclear. That is also called the syrathia. A doctor, can, if somebody can correct that for me, please do. Muscle spasms, which to me was what's happening with me, especially when it started affecting both my legs. um then then you also experience involuntary movements, whether it's in the eye, whether it's in the legs. And episodic ataxia can last you usually for a couple of minutes. Like I said, with me, it could last a couple of minutes at maximum, at the beginning, to 2 hours. So when it started lasting longer, I didn't even know that it was a form of ataxia. And it is usually triggered, you know, by sudden movements, or stress, or revisiting uh, a traumatic space or a traumatic thing, which is exactly what was happening in my case. I started getting sick each and every time I get in courts, progressively. So I started walking myself to courts. I started being okay in courts, but the problem would be going back. Would be leaving courts. I'd be, always leave being carried. I'd started being in court whereby I'd go to court fully well, and while seated in court, I'll start being sick. I learned to carry my walking frame to court. I thought it would improve. However, that was not the case. Instead, it got worse. The last time I was in court, I left the place where I had booked at being 100% okay. However, when I got to court, I couldn't go to court. I couldn't walk even with the walking frame. I was taking uh, breaks every couple of seconds. Would needed to take gulps of air as I couldn't breathe, or rather, I had a problem swallowing. Um, so yes, other symptoms may include problems with balance and coordination. I've said that, and people find it difficulty walking, and may need um to use a wheelchair or any other form of walking assistance. In my case, I am using a walking frame. It also includes symptoms of episodic ataxia, also includes memory loss, which is why I would try to go to court with something written down. However, that is not allowed, even with the note to say that I have a certain illness. I need assistance. It'll also lead to reduced bladder control. I have not sure if I have explained this before, that I did become a woman, grown as I am in my age, that wets the bed. I I'm sorry, I don't want to become emotional. So I did not know. I just thought that was that was the stress, especially after it happened, after the occasion that it happened in. Um, I started wetting the bed, obviously, which means I couldn't control my bladder. That is due to the episodic, and then the muscle stiffness as well as cramps that I've been experiencing a lot of, which I just did not understand why and how that was happening. And also, there's loss of sensation, often to the legs and hands, which has me, puzzled. What's the word? Man, I don't remember. Like, I've just been crazy. What's happening with me? What's going on? I can't, like, yes, previously I usually would feel, the pins and needles on my legs, but when I started feeling it in my arms and my legs, when I didn't know what was happening to my legs or arms, I couldn't use I thought my hands were normal, were fine. All of a sudden, I have a problem with eating. I am, dropping food, as I'm eating. I did not know that was ataxia. That is ataxia. So let's talk about treatment. Is there treatment for ataxia? Unfortunately, no. There is no cure for ataxia. However, there are ways and forms to treat and deal with ataxia. Which is such as medication and obviously a support system, physiotherapy, a occupational therapist, a speech therapist. So what this would have is that, should there be support that needed, if you're suffering from ataxia, you need as much support system as you possibly can. And if you could, depending on, the symptoms and the severity, you may need the help of a physiotherapist to help you with your movement problems. You may need an occupational therapist to help you deal and work on your day-to-day functionability, because what what ataxia does, it does affect your functionability. I am at a stage whereby I could go for days and I am unable to function. I go to meetings. I've been trying to get back to work. I go to meetings. I have tasks that I need to finish that I just do not get to finish. I go to meetings, I find myself there and, unable in a world of my own. Um, you know, you tend to lose consciousness sometimes, in and out of consciousness. And then medication obviously would help, medication to help you control your bladder, to help you control your muscles, your heart, and should you have eye problems, your eye problems. So in my case, I think the bladder is kind of sorting itself out. So my muscles, I need, I'm taking medication to sort out my muscles and heart problems. Episodic ataxia also can be controlled by avoiding those triggers, and such as stress, such as the places or the things that have traumatized you before. Unfortunately, I do not have that luxury. I have vowed to die fighting for justice. I want justice. I need justice. Give me justice. Those are my hashtags. There are just too many justice for who and who. There are just so many justice for so and so's who are no longer here. I am here, therefore I can be my own justice for me. While I am still alive on this earth, I'm still going to fight. Unfortunately, like I have said, court has been, a huge trigger for my ataxia, trigger to my mental health, as a whole. functional ability is limited in court. I have said that, I walk into court fully being an able person, healthy. I walk out of court and, being carried. And then, I've been hospitalized, coming from court. So those are the things that happens. I can't, and unfortunately the justice system has vowed, to, I've been told not to say to fail me, because, but that's just the description of it. I want to say that they let my perpetrator, who continuously abused me, continue to abuse me. Lastly, during, last time he did that 2 weeks ago. He did that the last day I was in court, whereby he swore at me, belittled my existence by making fun of my illness, which, is against the protection order that I have against him, which whereby he's not supposed to be psychologically, emotionally, and verbally, assaulted me. But that's just what he does. That's what's been happening. Ataxia can affect the memory of a person, uh, because the cerebrum plays a whole role. So whereby ataxia lives is in the cerebrum in the brain, and that controls the brain. It has a function and a role in some forms of thinking. Therefore, it could lead to the impairment of, for you to recall information. I've been saying that, there are times in court where I've been in court and said, all I know is that I said the truth, because, you just don't forget the truth. But, I have been said, also there have been sometimes there have been instances where I don't recall, not just in court, I've been in life in general. I have been given tasks at work that I cannot complete, could not complete. In general life, things happen. When I'm reminded about it, I absolutely have no recollection of those events. I been told things, and if, and then later go on to deny having been told such. um that's, yeah, I have a, issues with recollection of events, what happens, which, and now usually avoid, going to events. And obviously with newly learned information, I was supposed to have, enrolled, to, further my studies, to, becoming a better person, improving who I am. Unfortunately, I can't be that. That cannot happen. um I'm not at a good space. I'm really not at a good space. It makes you have difficulties in with difficulty, like with taking executive or decisions, or doing executive functions, such as making plans and keeping thoughts in proper sequence. If you have an event or anything for that matter, following through with it. I have been having a problem. I am hoping, I think, if for my inconsistency on YouTube, now you get to understand what is exactly that's happening. Following through with things that I needed to do. I needed to have the next Friday's video needed to be up last week already. I haven't finished, which would be me sewing a dress, by the way. I try to keep busy as much as possible. I try to keep active as much as possible. Reading has been affected. I just cannot read. But then we're working on that, and I am grateful for the support that I have. And as I've always said, I will fight justice for justice, you know, till the grave. I am not going to end, no matter how it works against me, how much it works against me, how much my health is affected. um as long as I'm alive, I am going to fight for myself, you know, in the name of me, of myself, and for every woman that is continuously failed by the justice system. um where we go to court, we are told to record everything. We are told that to bring things that a person has said, you get to court, they told you that they are inadmissible, whereby information, incorrect information, illegally um, that obtained would be admissible. So guys, this is a fight. Unfortunately, for now, I will be fighting in silence. I promise not to give up. I don't think giving up is an option for myself. I don't think giving up is an I've done so well until the end of the video. I don't think giving up is an option for my younger sisters, my younger couple, my cubs, for everybody that looks up to me. um don't know if I've said that, you know, the first time when this guy beat me up to a pulp, I said that I did not say, but the main reason, one of the reasons that I was unable to say, was due to the fact that I was so ashamed that, as the bigger sister, as having the people that look up to me, what do I now say? That I've been beaten up by a man? I was ashamed to be a victim of gender-based violence. I was ashamed to be a victim of domestic violence. And when I finally got up and I found my voice and I started speaking, I became a victim for speaking. I'm speaking because I have a vendetta against my perpetrator, not that I'm being abused. I have a vendetta against the justice system that, you know, keeps failing me as an abuser and allows my perpetrator and abuser to continue abusing me. I am, you know, I'm sorry. All I have to lose right now is the Masami that is currently at loss already, because, you know, being found guilty for things that, you know, that you did not do. And then the person that you have a case against, which is your abuser, your perpetrator, you know, your rapist, um is still found, you know, is found not guilty, as if you've been lying. Information that is sensitive, information that is not relevant to the case, that keeps coming up. um you know, that's just it is. However, one thing I say, I will keep fighting. I'm not giving up. And kudos to my lawyer who said will assist me. I truly appreciate you, dog. I truly appreciate you, my friend. um Guys, we've come to the end of this video. Please do hit the subscribe button. Please do like this video. Please share your abuse thingy. Please share your stories. How have, you know, the justice system in South Africa worked for you? Are you able to talk about it? What happened after you were abused? Please do comment on the comment section down below, and let's build a community of people that will support each other. Let's say no to GBV. Let us say no to being victimized, for speaking out. Thank you once again for tuning in. This is the Snare Hope channel, where we keep hope alive and we keep smiling as if everything will be fine. Like I said, I am currently using a walking frame. Oh, also very important to state is that I am not planning on dwelling in the situation. I am, um, I am in the process of getting assistance. I am in the process of being admitted, and hopefully, I will be able to take you on that journey. I'm not sure if it will be possible, but until the next upload, keep well.